This video is going to be about my discovery of Kangen water, and I'm creating this video out of inspiration from a book called Story Branding by Donald Miller. Although it isn't strictly just because of Donald Miller's book, it also, I believe it is also relevant to really discuss and share how I came across this concept of Kangen water. So we'll get to that now. Okay, so you probably, if you're watching this video, you are most probably aware of all my sharing efforts and making consistently and quite on a broken record kind of basis and manner, just repetitiously talking about this water. So I'm making this video for that reason, as we were to preface. But so you're probably wondering though, how did I actually come about discovery of this, supposedly special water? So let's rewind back the clock back to 2019 and into somewhat early 2020. I was first introduced to a landing page by what is known as the Freedom Era by my auntie, and she works in clinical research company for pharmaceuticals, which I believe is somewhat relevant because that's what she anyway. I was scrolling through my social media, okay, and I saw a post that she had created, and I was reading through one of her posts by this very same auntie that works in the clinical research company, and I saw her post and I inquired as to what she was talking about. And the reason why I inquired as to what she was talking about, because she made a post essentially talking about making online income, chasing your dreams, etc., etc. And basically, I'd say I'm somewhat kind of an open-minded individual. And because she had posted about this online opportunity, I thought, I'd ask, what exactly was she talking about? So after I had asked what she was talking about, she responded to me, and she also mentioned to me at the time, she's like, "Oh, you would be the perfect individual for this." And then she shared with me the landing page, which I navigated to. And after I had navigated towards that landing page that she shared with me in our messages, immediately I dismissed it, and I actually ignored her. I didn't talk to her. I didn't even respond to the message, and I ignored her for quite some time actually. So sorry about that, auntie. Anyhow, this was late in 2019. Now, early 2020, fast forward to early 2020, a little more happened. I started learning more about what is known as affiliate marketing on some YouTube channels I was tuning into at the time, and there was one channel that I was listening to, and one of these channels, which is obviously, well, I'll make it apparent now, was headed by this one individual. I forgot his name actually, but there was this channel I was watching, and he was talking about the idea and the notion of affiliate marketing, and he actually recommended a platform, and I thought, okay, well, if this guy is recommending the platform, he's already given a lot of information out. I'm interested in what he's referring to here when he talks about quote-unquote platform, and the platform was an affiliate opportunity for affiliate marketing, and taught affiliate marketing, and it recommended their own affiliate product, which is their course, and this platform was called Legendary Marketer, and this platform is headed by an individual named David Sharp, which isn't the guy who, on the YouTube channel which I was watching, but nonetheless he recommended this thing called Legendary Marketer, which was headed by David Sharp, which is an individual we will actually come back to later in the video. Anyhow, a little later on, around some of the early period of 2020, I was then exposed to a social media advertisement from this girl right here. Taylor Ray is her name. She's this is her handle. She's great, cool individual. Haven't talked to her in a bit, but she's quite the adventurer. In regard to what she's doing, you can see it on her social media. I'll start it here. I'm sure she'll be fine with it. It's not like I'm making a hit piece or anything of that nature on here. I'm just simply saying this is the person who recommended me to Kangen water, or at least reintroduced and re-recommended to me. Anyway, so I came across one of her social media posts, in an advertisement on Instagram which she ran, which led to another landing page, because that's what usually happens when there's advertisements on social media. They usually lead to a website somewhere else. Anyhow, once I had landed on the landing page that this Instagram advertisement led me to, I began watching the video that was on it. It was like a webinar, kind of seminar kind of thing. And this time around, though, that I was exposed to this, and I say this time around specifically, because it was actually the same domain in which my auntie had formerly recommended to me. Except this time, this video, because of the advertisement, and the keywords and the stuff that was in the advertisement that led me to this video, it actually caught my attention this time around. Or at least it was more appealing to me for some reason. I think it was just the idea of conscious entrepreneurs and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, well this is interesting. Anyway, I made my way over to this landing page, and I was watching this webinar / like seminar type of video, and it was hosted by this lady right here, which is Christy X, which is one of the founders of the Freedom Era, which I initially talked about in the beginning of the video. So I watched this entire video, this webinar that she made from beginning to end, which was hosted by that Christy lady. Watched it from beginning to end, and she dropped a few people throughout this video, and she talked about a few things. She talked about, she mentioned Tim Ferris and the 4-hour work week, and that's at the time before I watched that video, I actually read that book the year before in late 2019, and so that was kind of fresh in my mind. And when she mentioned that, I was like, okay, I see what you're talking about. Where this conversation is going, and but nonetheless, she piqued my interest. Then thereafter, whatever she offered me in that webinar, when it came to the end, I went ahead and bought it. And what the offer was access into her online education platform, this community that aided, amongst many other things, affiliate marketing. Now, Freedom Mirror is as disruptive and unorthodox their methods and strategies, which aren't in their entirety unorthodox, they still adhere to the NAGIC compliance guidelines. And you're probably thinking, what is a NAGIC? But I'm going to get to that. Nonetheless, they aren't actually allowed to utilize a NAGIC and the Kangen water in their advertising efforts on social media for compliance reasons. But they utilize it on their platform itself, which you have to pay to access to see, which is another thing. But anyhow, the reason why I utilize terms on this landing page, if you're viewing this in the Plasma landing page, the reason why I utilize things like terms like electrolyzer reduced water, molecular hydrogen depleted water more often than I do Kangen water is because Kangen water is a branded term and I have to abide by the compliance regulations. Anyhow, I digress. So, to cut a long story short, after my first point of contact with Kangen water eventuating in the Freedom Era platform, because once I joined the platform, I actually got introduced to the idea of Kangen water on there, in their curriculum, in their courses in which they had. After I saw those videos, I made up my mind, and I was going to get a machine. So, this machine, in spite of the cost, which was around, at the time, $5,907, and the pre-filter, I think it's kind of needless to say, I spent the money. I went ahead and I bought the machine. I bought the machine, I signed up for distributorship, and I've been drinking the water ever since. And again, this was early 2020. The specific date is as follows in the video if you're watching. And but yeah, that's it. So not only have I been drinking the water since then, but I have also been publicly falling on my face on social media and the internet, in my scrambling effort to try and market and advertise this product, to try and build up my little network marketing distributorship based business, and my results, to be completely frank, they're kind of lackluster. But and if you watch this video this far, then I'm actually okay sharing that with you, because I believe you deserve to know that. I don't share this with most people, which would also explain why I don't really present the business side of things, as I don't believe I have earned my stripes as of yet. In spite of my, this is in spite of my freelancing activities, a la carte deals in which I've made, and my current sole proprietorship, you could say, business that I'm quote unquote running right now. I still don't think I'm completely ready to be sharing education on business, but I will share it anyway. But I won't be coming at it from an angle of dogma and saying that this is how you have to do it. Because really, when you really think about it, business is actually quite simple. And I mean, all you need to do is read a book by Josh Kaufman Josh Kaufman. It's called The Personal MBA. Anyhow, my lack of success in network marketing thus far would lead to the reason why I have gone about assembling this advisory board, in which I will provide right here. I haven't formally established it. I just messaged these people, but I think, I mean, when you look at this business and these things, a lot of these, for example, these figures, there's people who are making fake accounts. There's most probably people out there that have tried to slander them, and I'm by no means trying to slander them. In fact, I'm actually recommending them to you, if you're watching this far, to actually go ahead and learn from them on how to run the business if you're thinking about starting a business and doing that on that side of things. Because these are people who are getting results that are enabling them to work for themselves full time, and further, practical relevance to you is their ability to help guide, coach, educate, and mentor you in a manner that they would so choose. And so that's completely up to them. Their platforms and the links to their platforms are going to be provided. So just go ahead and check them out, see what they've got to offer, and go ahead, and if you want to work with them, work with them. Anyhow, a lot of my sales efforts as it relates to Kangen water, if you could call them that, have been essentially me trying to educate people. I even attended a friend's podcast here. This is Coco, and I should probably do more of these, with other people and more of my own. But and I even interviewed another individual who I'm not going to mention their name. No, I'm not going to badmouth them. But I shortly discovered this person was extremely emotionally volatile, and so I just kind of cut them off, as I usually do. I don't really try to engage in an argument and things of that nature. I just kind of remove myself and go about my life. Anyway, but I believe that's pertinent because this individual is sharing information about this concept and a specific property of Kangen water, which is molecular hydrogen, which is relevant because it's one of the most significant pieces to the puzzle of Kangen water in regard to the benefits it provides you. So anyhow, I still provide and offer information on this topic, as can be seen on my YouTube and my Instagram, as mentioned already. And another thing that has been of relevance, which I will also mention after having discovered this idea of Kangen water, is the idea of hydrogen and hydrogen's application in not only medicine and health, but also as an energy application / fuel source. So I think this is just me. This is just my story on how I discovered Kangen water, and how I got introduced to it, and a bit how it has influenced my path. And you've seen how I've gotten to that, wrapping up and talking about how I went from talking about how my introduction to hydrogen was its application to health and medicine, and now, in more recent times, I've been learning about its application to energy, but it's not about what I've been learning about. It is. This story is about this content is about my introduction and my debut with Kangen water, and my journey so far with it. So I trust this video is going to be of somewhat value to you, and you kind of get more of an idea of where I'm coming from. Because I believe that's important, and I do believe that it's important also, and in some connection to the Kangen water itself, is because Kangen water means Kangen is supposedly supposed to mean return to origin, and so I think that the origin story of how I discovered this water, as it relates to anyone who's going to be dealing with me, is this is it. Anyhow, thank you for watching or listening, and if you're thinking about getting Kangen water, I'm more than happy to help you do that. So check out now.